Wednesday Season 3 only on Netflix. The night is silent until the sound of wings shatters the air. A flock of ravens cuts across a cold silver moon. Shadows stretch long over iron gates that creak open by themselves. The camera moves slowly through fog, where broken candles flicker and die one by one as if warning us. Then whispers rise, carried by the wind, low and haunting. Evil never dies. It only waits. We enter a world where silence is louder than screams. The scene begins with a single raven perched on a cracked gravestone. Its feathers glisten under the pale glow of the moon, its eyes sharp and watching. With a sudden flap, it takes off, and the camera follows as the bird soars over a gothic landscape, twisted trees, dead leaves scattering, and an endless path leading toward a looming academy that stands like a fortress of secrets. The doors of Nevermore open slowly, and the sound echoes like thunder in an empty valley. A dark corridor reveals itself, long, endless, filled with cobwebs that shimmer like glass threads. Every step into this hallway feels heavier, the walls whispering stories of things long buried. The camera glides past portraits, their painted eyes shifting ever so slightly, watching. A candle burns in the distance and then suddenly goes out. As if something has taken the flame away, a typewriter begins to clack, the keys moving with no visible hands. The words appear on the page. The story continues. The typewriter stops. A moment of silence. Then, all at once, dozens of ravens crash through the windows, the sound of shattering glass flooding the room. Their wings beat furiously, black feathers swirling through the air, forming a storm inside the academy halls. In the midst of this chaos, the whispers return, sharper. Closer, she's coming back. The words echo as the screen fades to black. A violin string snaps in the darkness, its high-pitched cry hanging in the air like a scream. The silence that follows is almost unbearable. Then, a single candle flickers back to life, its light small, but unyielding. The world knows now. Something is stirring in Nevermore. Something that refuses to rest. A soft rain begins to fall, drops tapping against the academy's windows like tiny drumbeats. In the dark of her room, a pair of black shoes stand motionless on the floor. The camera tilts upward slowly, and there it is, the unmistakable outline of two braids falling neatly over a black collar. Her face remains hidden, but the aura is undeniable. Wednesday Addams has returned. The typewriter begins again, but this time, it is her fingers pressing the keys fast, sharp, decisive. Words spill across the page. Silence is never empty. It is a warning. The sound of the typewriter grows louder, like gunfire echoing in the room. She stops, pulls the page out, and holds it to the candlelight. The flame burns brighter, then flickers as if afraid of her. The screen cuts to a mirror cracked down the center. In it, Wednesday's reflection watches itself with an expression that is more smirk than smile, more blade than warmth. She runs her finger along the broken glass, and tiny drops of blood form, though she doesn't flinch. The glass seems to whisper back at her, echoing fragments of voices we cannot fully hear. The scene shifts. A violin lies waiting in the corner. Wednesday picks it up with slow precision. She draws the bow across the strings, and the sound that emerges is haunting, not music, but a cry, a warning, a curse. The notes climb higher and sharper until the final string snaps violently, cutting through the silence. She doesn't even blink. Her voice enters for the first time. Cold, steady, and sharp as a knife. Monsters don't vanish. They multiply. The camera cuts to a close-up of her hand, dropping a rose onto the floor. The petals are blackened, the stem dripping with red. The rose lands on a shadow that isn't hers. Something darker moves just out of sight, something watching her from the corners. Then her boots begin to walk down the long hallway of Nevermore, each step louder, echoing like a heartbeat in the dark. With every step, the whispers return. She's back. She's back. The shadows seem to bend toward her, and the camera follows until the screen slams to black. The silence that follows isn't empty, it feels alive. The rain outside stops. The world holds its breath. From deep within the woods surrounding Nevermore, a strange sound begins. Low piano notes, played one by one, each heavier than the last. The camera pushes through the fog, branches clawing at the lens as if warning us not to go further. A figure appears in the mist, faceless, her outline sharp and commanding. Each step she takes makes the ground tremble slightly, as if even the earth is cautious of her arrival. Her boots strike the wet soil with a rhythm that matches the piano's slow, menacing beat. Chains dangle at her side, clinking softly with each movement. She stops at the edge of a ruined stone archway, and her hand, wrapped in a black leather glove, trails across the moss-covered wall. Wherever her touch lingers, the stone cracks and splinters as though it cannot bear her presence. The camera closes in on her silhouette. Her cloak moves like liquid shadow, twisting with the wind, though she herself stands perfectly still. Lightning flashes in the distance, and for a split second her figure is illuminated, tall, regal, dangerous. We do not see her face, but her presence is undeniable. The storm itself seems to bow to her. Whispers creep in again, but this time they are not warnings. They are invitations. A chorus of voices hums softly, repeating one phrase over and over. She brings the storm. The piano grows louder, heavier, transforming into a violent, chaotic symphony. Ravens scatter from the trees, fleeing into the night sky, but she remains unmoved. Instead, she raises her hand and the music stops instantly. The silence that follows is suffocating, unnatural. A single line cuts through the silence, her voice smooth, haunting, and magnetic. The queen has arrived. The ground beneath her cracks open, spilling a faint red glow into the forest. Her boots step into the light and the camera shifts upward, showing only the lower half of her face, now painted lips curling into a smile that is both beautiful and terrifying. Suddenly, the screen flashes with chaotic images. Wednesday staring from a window as lightning strikes, the academy halls filling with firelight, students screaming as shadows drag them into the dark. In the chaos, the faceless figure steps forward, her cloak wrapping around her like wings. The piano returns one final time, soft and deliberate. And then, her voice echoes once more. Your darkness was only the beginning. The screen cuts to black. Asterisk, the world erupts. The screen bursts alive with a storm of rapid cuts, dark, violent, breathtaking. A raven's wing slices across the frame, and suddenly we are inside Nevermore Academy, its halls no longer calm but pulsing with chaos. Doors slam shut one by one, as if the building itself is sealing off its secrets. A group of students runs through the corridor, their shadows stretched long, distorted, as though something unseen chases them. The camera dives into the crypt beneath the academy. Ancient stone doors creak open, dust swirling, revealing an endless staircase descending into a pit of firelit shadows. At the base, hands too many to belong to one person press against the walls. Clawing to get free. Wednesday stands in the middle of a storm of feathers, her braids whipping in the wind, her face hidden in shadow, but her smirk sharp enough to cut through the darkness. Her hand tightens around a blade concealed beneath her sleeve, and the whispers begin again. She cannot be stopped. Cut, a rose falls, its petals burning as they touch the floor. The flames crawl outward, swallowing the walls, twisting the academy into something monstrous. A scream echoes, but it is not a scream of fear. It is laughter, deep, sharp, unhinged. The screen flashes, and for a single instant, the faceless figure of the new threat stands in the fire, her cloak spreading like black wings, her lips curling into that impossible smile. The montage grows faster, a hand smashing a violin against the ground. Wednesday's reflection shattering into 1,000 pieces. Thunder splitting the night sky. A clock striking midnight again and again, never moving forward. Wednesday whispering something we cannot hear, her lips moving but the sound muted. As if the secret is not meant for us. The music rises, violins screaming, drums pounding, the piano returning with violent chords that shake the air. Then everything stops. Silence. The final image. Wednesday standing in the middle of Nevermore's great hall, surrounded by broken glass and firelight. She lifts her gaze toward the camera at last, her eyes piercing through the shadow. For the first time, her voice cuts through with chilling calm. Class is back in session. The screen slams to black. The words appear in silver. Sharp and Cold, Wednesday Season 3, only on Netflix. The last sound is the caw of a raven. Then silence.